Well, good evening. Welcome to Airfix Chill. It wasn't very much chill today. I don't know what's been like around you guys, but crumbs has been 28, 29 degrees down south. It's my mate texted me and said I'm sweating like a glass blower's arsehole, and that kind of made me chuckle a little bit. I haven't heard that said for a while. It did make me chuckle.
That sounds unpleasant.
Glass blower's arsehole. Do you know what a glass blower is? I guess you all do.
Yeah.
They make vases, don't they?
Person who blows glass.
Person goes, yeah, literally. So
really enjoy that glass company.
We've got quite a lot in the chat actually tonight, so I just want to welcome everyone who's in the chat. Remember, if you want to ask a question, put question in capitals, then mention it. We won't be able to answer every single question, but if you've got an opinion piece you want read out, we'll put them on the bottom of the screen. Obviously, super chats, etc. We will obviously, we obviously will answer those questions, but it's all a free for all anyway. But after last week's discussion, and we really got to a point where it really is Tamiya is still up there, is who's really pushing them hard. And if you really think about it, and I think a lot of the chat here, as you mentioned last week, we think the European or Eastern European, or we call it the Eastern Bloc, don't we, are really pushing hard. And I only put on the thumbnail a few companies that just randomly came to my head. But if you actually look at what's being produced by the likes of ICM, Clearprop, etc., and for the price point that they're at, I think they're bloody good value for money. But we'll open up to the floor. So that's the question tonight. You know, is the Eastern European scale model companies heading for that crown take from Tamiya? And I'm just going to put it out there. So if anybody's got any opinions, any questions, start. So I'll say we haven't seen Matt for a while, Captain VFC.
Hello.
What's your take on the European? I keep saying this, and I know that the likes of Poland and Chechnya are like middle, but we're talking like the Eastern Bloc, which is like, you know what I mean, like, you know, Cold War countries, if you know what I mean. So, but, you know, you've done a few ICMs, haven't you, mate?
I have. My answer can really just be summed up with one word: yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted 2 words, armor hobby. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the only question is when will the pricing of Tamiya get higher than the comparative Eastern Bloc stuff?
Yeah.
So I actually got that armor hobby Hurricane pretty cheaply, considerably cheaper than anything that Tamiya would do. But at the moment, if I want to spend 20 quid on a Hurricane, I'd question why I don't just buy 2 or 3 Airfix ones. But when like Armor Hobby or ICM get to the same sort of price as Tamiya, then that's it for Tamiya, I think, in Europe. People still buy them, obviously, but they won't be, I don't think, considered quite as highly sought after.
Yeah, I see. Like, if you listen to Boldly Go, James, if I'm right in saying he loves the 148 armor, doesn't he? Which is basically Tamiya. Yeah. They're the only ones who really do that scale for armor. And to be fair, what I've seen, and also Bandai, isn't it? They do 148 armor. Although, but so much noise, Amish.
Pardon? Sorry, what?
So much noise.
Oh, sorry, I was moving my instructions out of the way.
That's right. But you know, there's certain schemes or certain scales that people tend to go to with the modeling, but as I said, ICM, IBG, I'm not too keen on their instructions, mind, but the plastic seems good, the design seems good, the engineering seems fabulous, and like the likes of Edard, who are bringing out, and they know their market because they'll bring out a weekender kit, they'll do like a premium kit, and they do an even top tier kit, don't they? And Armor Hobby does the same. Is it they got different stars? I think Armor Hobby have. Where if it's like a little plain star, 1 star, it's just got the plastic and the decals, and 2 star. Yeah, that is like the more stars they have, the more bullshit they put in the box.
Yeah,
photo etch, masks, And also on Armour Hobby, they put templates on the instructions.
Yes.
The canopy and masking.
Let me crack it open.
Yeah. But you're opening a shop soon, Alex. Are you going to be investing a lot of Eastern European models, or are you going to stick to the Airfix and the Revell ones?
No, I've got quite a bit of ICM in the shop at the moment. I mean, if you look at, this kind of also goes to China, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the quality of stuff that was produced in China when they first started, it was, and the same could be said of some Eastern European manufacturers. I think in the 90s, when you started getting likes of special, it really started in what was then, I think, the Czech Republic, and sort of went out from there, and then Poland, and sort of, if you like, the early adopters of the Western kind of ways, I guess, from the old Eastern Bloc. They seem to be the sort of first to kind of establish these, I think, just entrepreneurial spirits, in the right sort of economic environment. And they've grown from that point. If you look at an ICM kit from like the late 90s, early 2000s, it's okay. Like the Ghost of Kiev Mk1. And they also do it with AGM-84 HARM missiles. It's a bit soft in places. It's a decent kit, but it's nothing special. But if you look at their recent stuff produced in the last 2 or 3 years, the ICM 148 scale Beaufort is absolutely stunning. The engineering is peerless. It's as good as anything else out there. The instructions are good. They've learned. They seem to be learning. That's the thing I would say, is they are taking all the good practices from everybody else. The ICM Beaufort has printed masks for the canopy, so you can, put on your tape or cut them out and put them on tape and cut them out for the masks. They've got full color for all of the painting guides. The instructions are done in 3D CAD renders, illustrations very much like Airfix in nice glossy format. So, and it's not just ICM, I'm using them as an example, but you see Edouard doing the same sort of thing, and I don't know who pioneered it, but I think they all just take the best practices and start to implement them in a much more rapid way than we see from, as we said last week with Tamiya, they are constant, which is a good thing until you get a lot of competition coming in, pushing your boundaries, because then it makes you slow to react. So,
yeah. As I said, I bought an Armour Hobby Hurricane Mark II, I think it was Mark IIC, something like that, from the local model shop. Well, not local, but Buffers, for £8. £8.
Wow.
This one was only £7.
What's that one there?
It's I think it's the same, the 2C.
That's it. That's the one. That is the one. Yeah, £8 for that.
How do they? You'd think it's got to be like cost, right? That's what, about $10?
Yeah, mine was second hand. Which,
okay.
Oh, right.
But in the sense that it was still factory sealed.
Yeah.
It's just somebody had, I don't know, maybe it's from a shop clearance or something.
You can pick them up on eBay and on Amazon cheap. And as I said, the Armour Hobby, and when I picked out and I looked in, and even if you look on that first page, you bring the instruction manual back up, I'll put it on the screen. If I pick it on the layout, on that front page there, you see at the bottom there's the masks for the canopy at the bottom. Well, that is absolutely fantastic. All you do, put your tape on top, cut around, and then you put the masks on. Absolutely marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. And at the end of the day, I thought the instructions were. I wasn't that impressed with the instructions. I thought they were a little bit too cluttered. I think we're quite spoiled. If you just look at that, to me, that's just pencil lines. But when Airfix do instructions, it's almost like 3D. There's different shades and stuff, isn't there, involved? It's a lot more.
Yes.
It's not just white, it's not just lines. If you see what I mean, I've got instruction manual here somewhere. It's not just. It's actual. I'll show you this one. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have one.
That's the instruction. Oh, I'll just close me down a minute and put me back up. that's instructions from Airfix. So it's not like drawings, is it? It's like proper 3D render, basically, isn't it? Of the instructions. But like you said, they're learning, and if they can keep mass producing kits that sort, and remember they've still got to go through all the taxes of Europe, because we haven't really finalised a decent trade deal, have we, in UK versus Europe? I think the advantages of them is that they're going to be banging out cheaper models, and will probably bring out the stuff that Tamiya have, basically their bread and butter, and they probably bring it out. If they can produce something of that quality as Tamiya does, I reckon it's about 30% cheaper than Tamiya, a lot of this European stuff. And everybody is saying on there, look, they have a built-in advantage that their I just missed that comment. Where's that comment gone? They have an inbuilt advantage that manufacturing of country is still pretty cheap, so they can ensure quality control by manufacturing locally. That's an interesting point. We go on about Airfix using India, when Revell and such like are using Eastern Bloc countries or Warsaw Pact countries. Revell must be laughing now if they're going to be reboxing ICM kits in their art, in their colours, because they're going to probably get the manufacturing is going to be done there. And all they've got to do is bring that plastic over, shove it in, shove some decals in it and their own instructions and in their own box, and then flog it for 20% more than what ICM are officially charging for the kit. It's a win-win for us anyway. Anyone else do anything else? Because I'm not a fan of mini art. Does anybody else have any other experiences from other European countries?
The best one I got is mini art, like I'm working on right now.
Yeah, I like mini art. I think the engineering is. When I buy a mini art kit, I know I'm getting a kit that has like 1 billion parts, right? So
yeah.
And go ahead, Fenris.
Well, I was just gonna say, because I have it. Obviously, I'm only on step, first page. But while I'm excited to build this, I don't know that I'm quite as excited as I was when I opened the Tacom Stug 3. And I don't remember if we were talking about this before stream or right at the beginning, but they have these super tiny little pieces that I need to glue into there for no reason. Why could this just not have been molded in? You know what I mean? It just,
because this is my argument about mini art, right? I'm all for millions of parts, right? Okay, but I'm not for millions of parts to clean up. Makes me cry.
Yeah.
There is a lot of cleanup with mini art. I've seen fresh tooling for mini art with Flash before. But it's all very well, if you can mold it in.
The engineering is great. I am just absolutely loving the mini art full interior before and the previous mini art kits, and that I think part of that is also I'm coming from the little bit older ICM kits, and so that's why I've found that I have not done one of the recent kits, and Alex has said it, and Matt has said it, that the new ones are just phenomenal. But I kind of went from doing older ICM kits and then mini art, and I've just found them a real joy.
Yeah. John Ashley Smith, good day. Interesting topic of discussion. Trying to remember just what Eastern European manufactured kits I have in my stash. Mr. Craft is from Poland. Matt, they are from Poland, and they use all sorts of tooling that they can buy for $5, I think.
Yeah, the tool is from anywhere.
I think some of them are made from plasticine anyway.
They use the same tooling as PM.
They do.
Oh god, they're terrible.
Oh god, RPM.
PM models.
Oh.
That's Turkish, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
God, they're awful.
Yeah. But then you pick them up for £3, £4. So You basically buy it for the decal sheet, you know. Well, I know people have bought decal sheets.
Well, I think I bought mine for the floats that came with.
Yeah.
Came with floats for a Spitfire. Sod it. I'll take the floats out and probably ditch the Spitfire because it's crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't enjoy that mini art Jeep. It's still there, half finished. I've just kind of yawned at it. But yeah, Edard, you know, what they
incredible
give for the price. Their weekender kits are just value for money. You've got one there, haven't you, Matt?
Yeah, I just found this one very easily accessible. The Avia B534, which again,
isn't their plastic though, is it? That's not their plastic though, is it?
I don't know. Is it?
I thought they reboxed that. All right, I thought they reboxed that.
No, that's theirs.
That's theirs.
That's theirs. Yeah. It's a very dark plastic.
That's another one, Vedard. You're not quite sure what you're going to get in the box sometimes, do you? Unless you look on scale mates before you buy.
I've only had an issue with one.
Yeah.
One kit I've had off them.
These instructions are much closer to what you like from Airfix.
Yeah.
Broken down. They're not as cluttered. Very, very clear.
Yeah.
They're photo X instructions. If you do like upgrade stuff, fucking awful. They are really hard. They are quite, especially if it's for one of their own kits, it's not so bad. But you try and look at it for somebody else's, they are quite hard to follow sometimes.
I did wonder that because I the only one I've ever done was years ago, and I just assumed it was because I was young and crap.
Yeah.
No, they're just very difficult. No, they are very difficult. I mean, I use them all the time, but they're not the easiest to follow sometimes.
I agree, Sully.
Have you got many ICM kits and
Yep.
kits in your stash, Alex, or in your shop? Have you ordered quite a few bits from them to get into your shop?
Yeah, as I say, a fair few.
Yeah.
And I mean, like 148 scale World War II bombers and things. I mean, they do a lot of stuff that, again, isn't available elsewhere. You know, I mean, the Beaufort. I mean, who would have thought? I think I mentioned this in my video. You know, when Airfix brought out the Beaufort, it was just like, oh wow, you know, an actual decent modern Beaufort. You know, because before you had the old Frog kit and the High Plains models, very little else.
Yeah.
And then ICM brought out a 148 scale one, and it's just like, what the hell's going on? I know it was like, you know, kind of the forgotten bomber that, you know, did a lot of sterling work, didn't get its due. But I mean, the instructions for that, these are the instructions for that 48 scale.
Yeah.
You know, glossy color start. You've got all of the sprue trees.
Yeah.
And then going into the instructions, you know, these are very much like, you know, the kind of Airfix 3D renders. You've got the full color
call outs. Yeah.
Repainting. And as I mentioned before, there's all your masks.
There you go. Yeah.
Turret, inside and out.
It's a thing of beauty.
So, yeah. A huge increase in what they were doing. You know, the MiG-29, from the instructions through to the plastic, was a bit 1990s. Let's put it that way. But that is a 2020s kit, definitely, the Beaufort.
Because they were originally crap. I think, John Alec, you said something about it that you weren't impressed with ICM originally, were you? Is he on mute? He's on mute, is he? He'll come back in a minute. He's put his glasses down, so he must be off on the rack.
I've got something which is perhaps the biggest threat to modern Eastern European kits.
Go on, is it an Airfix kit? Yeah.
So this is a 2020-ish, I think, boxing of a kit, which I think is about a decade older than that, so 2012-ish. And whilst I haven't made it, I did have to give my dad therapy when he made it.
Really?
But because it's newly available, you think, oh yeah, it's from a respectable country now for manufacturing, and it just looks tacky and crap.
So that's Special Hobby, yeah?
Yeah.
I've got a kitty hook that I bought like 2 weeks ago because I wanted to have a go at it because I thought that Special Hobby were really good.
Well,
so are they like the Mr. Craft, are they?
Well, no, because they don't just buy up any shit to recycle it. They were, I believe, they were limited run initially. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But so that they very much have limited run feeling kits. I remember making a Vault Vindicator from years ago, and it was just difficult. It wasn't a bad kit. It's just a lot of work, as you'd expect with limited run. And then I made another one only a few years ago, and despite being the same manufacturer, they've completely revamped half the tool, and therefore you end up with a fuselage that is a pig and wings that are beautiful. It's just, it's weird. And Special Hobby are a bit like that. They're getting there, but it's not a scratch on Eddard, for example.
Yeah, I mean, Special Hobby were like Humor, who I don't think exist anymore. They used to do unusual subjects, right? They'd do prototypes, and they would do Luftwaffe 46, and I think they did the XP Ascender, and all these sort of weird subjects. And like you say, they were limited run because there was very little else. You wouldn't do a major injection molding on something that is only going to sell a few hundred copies. But then they produced also, the resin to go with it and stuff. So it was kind of a balancing act.
I don't get the idea of special run kits. Surely, is it something to do with the price of tooling? Because if you've spent like £30,000 on a tooling, surely you want to keep on, and unless you limited run it and then move it on so that somebody else can start manufacturing it. I don't understand that.
I think it's the idea that they pay for one run. They can't afford potentially can't afford to do multiple presses or runs of it. So they are designed really to only withstand a certain number of pressings. They'll do the whole lot and then just keep it in store till they go.
Yeah, I think cheaper ones, limited run, I think they're made of aluminium rather than stainless steel. It's easier to machine and stuff, but it warps quite quickly, I believe, with temperature changes. Steel doesn't.
Right.
So you only really get one reliable batch.
Well, but surely if it, I don't see the idea of that. Why don't you just do it and then?
Well, if it costs twice as much and it's an obscure aircraft, you're probably not going to sell enough to make the money back.
It's all return on investment. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got to make the return on the investment as quickly as possible. But I get that. Peter Berg says, I built an old ICM Yak 3, horrid experience, but they have improved exponentially. Where is Special Hobby from? China? No, it's not, is it?
I think it's Czech Republic, isn't it?
It is. I replied to that. It is the Czech Republic, yeah.
Okay. That is a great kit, Captain VFC. I've made a supermodel out of it. Oh, fair enough. Well, good luck.
We'll see.
Captain VFC, there's a challenge.
I'm looking forward to it, but it stayed there for a reason for sofa.
SHP 40s are brilliant. Only the 40F is a bit old and naff. Okay. Special Hobby kits are mostly run kits. Do take a little work, but they do offer some great subjects. Fair enough. I get that. I do get that. Truth be told, almost all modern tool kits are really good in fit and detail, so I don't get too carried away. Happy bunny. I wouldn't say that's not a fair. That's quite a fair statement. Mr. Craft have some Canadian decals. I think there's a lot of companies who now bring out Canadian, don't they? The new.
You're better off buying an Airfix kit and buying some aftermarket decals.
Yeah, just buy aftermarket. But isn't the Ferret Scout? Isn't that going to be a Canadian?
Yeah, I think there is one. Yeah,
on that one. Yeah, there's quite a few. If you look on Scale Mates, they kind of tell you on that, don't they? Which schemes to do. Well, you then, Sully, what's your take on European kits? You've built quite a few, haven't you?
Oh, to be fair, I've only Eddard and is it IBG? I've forgotten is it IBG?
IBG, yeah.
Yeah, I've done two of their kits. Oh, I've done mini art. I've done a mini art kit as well. That was a Jeep, so it was really easy. It's about 6 parts. But no, to be fair, IBG I thought were really good, really nicely detailed. Instructions were easy to follow. Plastic was good, as I remember, because I did a Scammell Pioneer and a Bedford Lorry.
And that was IBG?
Both of those were, yeah, and they were cracking kits. So I'll be doing some more of those when I get round to it.
I want to
but
get hold of that Thunder model Scammel, but I've not seen
Yes.
it anywhere.
Nigel did them. Or he's done one.
Really?
It looked absolutely fantastic. The detail was awesome, but
Yeah.
I ain't got round to that.
Airfix are going to box them, which I thought was interesting. RPM owner died 2 years ago, and those modes were brought by son of Aeroplast. Aeroplast. Now that rings a bell. Isn't that A model? No, it's not A model, is it?
I think they're Russian, aren't they? Aeroplast?
Russian, isn't it? Yeah.
I think they're Ukrainian, actually.
Are they
They're
Ukrainian?
aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are.
I haven't heard of them.
Oh, they're Polish. We were all wrong.
Oh, they're Polish. Oh, we're all wrong. There we go.
Polish.
There we go. There we go, listeners. Don't listen to us. Whatever we say is always wrong.
Yeah. That's like me the other week when I said Tammy have released bugger all kits, and Alex basically wiped me off and stretched me a new asshole. Says they've done nearly 25 kits. I've never.
That's a bit unfair, Moss. That was very kind. I was gentle with you.
You're a gentleman, like just scrap everything I've just said about Tamiya. They do make a lot of kits.
But it's not planes. I want 70-second planes, damn it.
You got an F-35?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Oh, I don't want an F-35.
That kit goes horribly wrong if you glue the cockpit to the fuselage half.
Yeah,
why would you glue the two halves together? Okay.
Why would you dare glue the fuselage half? The cockpit to the fuselage half. Yeah. Oof. Oh, what a silly mistake that would be.
Sounds like you may have made that cock up before.
Well, with a special hobby kit, actually, yes. Funnily enough, no other manufacturer seems to have that problem. Oh well. In fact, that was the Vindicator.
That's a good question. Davros Halfbeard has just asked, I wonder who will take the plunge on a 135th aircraft boarder doing after Boarders doing a Spitfire now. I don't think anyone else will do a 135th because 132nd is the standard for aeroplane. 135th, it'll be armor, and it's just like, but when you actually put them together, if you had a 135th tank and a 132nd scale plane, put them together in a picture, it don't look. You couldn't tell the difference, could you? Be honest.
The only way that you tell a difference is if you have a 132nd plane next to a 135th plane. But because planes and armors are different enough, you could get away with the 35th plane with the, or if you're doing something with like forced perspective, you could get away with that as well. But they're close enough. I really do think so.
Can somebody please explain why Zuki Mura is so special, rare, and expensive? Go on then, John Parker. You must know the answer to that.
Don't even know what he's talking about. What's Suki Mura?
What's Zuki Mura? Any idea, anyone? Never heard of them?
Never heard of it.
No, not a scary.
Do they make a Spitfire? Because if not, I wouldn't care.
35th scale.
or an Antarctic. Red, orange or yellow.
Or a tiger.
Red. Oh,
yeah, or tiger moth.
I know everyone who's done a tiger moth. Even Mr. Craft have done a tiger moth.
Yeah, it's like when they do vehicles at 176 or 172nd. Exactly. It just doesn't.
Oh, I can show you the difference of that.
Oh, you can show us, yeah.
Oh, I take it back. No, I don't think I can.
Zuki Mura did an F4G and an F4EJ, apparently. It's done in Japanese. Think internal frame completely modelled. I've never heard of them, and I've never heard of them. They come across my radar, and if I've got 7 guys here who've built models like I have, and we haven't heard of them, I don't know. Perhaps we've just never seen them in a shop. If they're that expensive, though, I suppose a lot of model shops won't even entertain having them collect dust on their shelves.
I think it's the Japanese, so.
They are cracking models. Sorry, I had to dip off for a second, but those are really. I've seen a couple. The detail is absolutely amazing, but the build up. If you hate parts, you don't buy one of those because you effectively almost like build the actual aircraft from the ground up, ribs and everything. Because I think you can have them displayed where you can see like the inner workings, the aircraft, like the ribs and everything like that. They're really, really good. Detail is absolutely amazing, but yeah, if you don't do a lot of parts, you don't want to touch them, and they are expensive.
Sounds like the sort of model you'd have for like exhibiting a new aircraft. So that's
yeah, to be fair, it's one that you do as like a statement model. You know, something you'd spend months on and get it bang on.
So Moz would just glue the fuselage halves together and chuck 9/10 of the kit out.
Hey, you know.
Hey, I wouldn't even. Yeah, I'd be the same.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you do with the Airfix and Revell B17s and 72nd scale?
Yeah.
Because they're so detailed inside, but once you put the fuselage on, so you can't see hardly anything.
Yeah, I've just had a look at the instructions actually of a Horton, and because it's a relatively simple aircraft, you know, the flying wing, and you start up, you build it as they would build it.
Yeah.
So you build the engines, and then you build all of the framework around it, and the fuselage is only brought in at the end. You put the panels on.
It says here that Alt92 just said that's why I said they are the modelling experience company. Honestly, yeah. Crumbs. Not for me, mate. As I said, you know, it just reminds me of when Airfix talk about when they design a kit and they've got that biro in the picture, so you can actually see how far detailed they really want to go. You know, it's just.
I mean, good diorama possibilities, but.
Well, if that was the case, you want to do a diorama of one of those kits, what you would do is just spray all the parts off, just chuck it down, set fire to it, and say there's a diorama of a crashed plane. You know, bits and parts here, there, and everywhere, like, you know.
Just build the inside of a hangar and then just hang all the ribs up and go, well, they're going to assemble it later. It's a restoration project. Oh, okay, yeah.
So when I was watching the last of the Star Wars films, the very, very last one, was it The Rise of Skywalker, whatever it was.
That was terrible.
And I liked it. I was all right with it. I kind of got the gist of it. You know, it was a bit weird bringing back the Emperor.
Well, the last Star Wars film, you mean Return of the Jedi?
Nah, yeah. They showed you the bit of where the part of the Death Star, isn't it? Is actually it's a fight. But in the film, it just explodes, you know, implodes, and that's it. You just see little space stuff, don't you? But this big chunk of it landed. I was just thinking that, then, you know, that'd make a good diorama if you get like half a Death Star. You can't be half building the whole Death Star up, just cut one in half and stick it in a diorama of it being on a sandy or wet plane, like, you know.
Yeah, then you got to do all the internal bits as well. You got to build all the broken bits.
You know, all the broken bits of that, yeah.
Just get a square, probably the size of a cutting mat, and spray it black and say, well, that is a 1-to-1 scale chunk of the Death Star.
Yeah. The old Death Star. Yeah. I've never built a Death Star. Either my mate's built a Lego one, and he was there for hours.
Oh, speaking of Lego, have you seen that they've released a Concorde?
Don't even go there. Yeah. Question:
How's doing a Bearcat next?
Well, yeah.
Bearcat.
Then you know they do watch us. You know. Anyway, I had a premonition this week that we were going to get the Land Rover and the Ferret Scout in our doors this week, and lo and behold, I got the email this morning on its way. Can't wait to build that Ferret Scout. Really can't.
I'm actually more excited by the Land Rover.
Yeah, well, that's like me with the bomb bug, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah.
It was, anyway, so going back to the chat a minute. Somebody says if Zuki would, I know you say the company name. I'm going to say it.
Zukimura.
If they did 132nd Lancaster, you would cry because it'd be awesome and totally expensive. But yeah, I get the thought of bringing out these big kits. There's like people who spend 5 years on a Titanic or on a Japanese destroyer. That just doesn't do it for me because, as I said, I am a lazy modeler. I only if you can't see it or I can't see it, I don't spray it, right? And the other thing is that, you know, when it comes to the ships, you know, I want to, you know, 6 weeks is my maximum on a kit. Unless I take it, put it away and bring it out again. But when you're a YouTuber, you need to get content out quickly and, you know, readily. And if you can take little shortcuts and not worrying about what it's like on the inside of the fuselage, you don't really bother. So it's definitely one of them. just go down through the chat here. Big planes are fun to build, but just time intensive to brush paint. Yeah. In ex-Soviet Union countries, store shelves are usually crammed with Zveda kits. Yes. And as I say, Zveda will not be able to. And what's in this country now is all bought and paid for by the scale model shops. You won't see another Zveda kit in this country until either Putin finally
has an accident with a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
definitely.
probably the best way to put it. Oh, it's a mosquito. Go away.
Yeah.
Or
Go away. Go away.
I've got somebody in Russian here. I don't know. Yes, mate, I agree. That's the same with Airfix over here. Yeah, I get that. Definitely get that. Dumpster fire, big planes. Yeah, I've got that one. Any other questions in the chat? Put them through. So other ones that I was thinking of, like Mr. Craft. That's poor. So they're not going.
Whoa! How dare you have a go at Hella like that? Sorry, I mean, yeah. Oh, they are crap.
Yeah, they are dire. It's like they've gouged the panel lines in with a spoon. Do you know what I mean? When we had that helicopter.
You give me a cool idea for a video now.
Stuart Templeton building a lovely PM model Spitfire float plane.
Oh, I've got that one.
Yeah.
It looks like that. So
how many of us have bought that PM model Spitfire just for the floats to actually convert an Airfix Spitfire?
I mean, after I built the PM one, that's my plan now. Because I mean, look at that; it's shocking.
Is that the one there? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I might have to rip that bit off, but the panel lines, they're not there.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
So that's a PM Models one, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you can see how much filler I've had to use on it, and that's not even done a good job of it. That's done a bodge job when I first started using filler. It's, I think it's the worst kit I've ever built.
Yeah.
So I'll be taking that off and taking the floats, and that's that.
Can someone send Hamish a Mr. Craft kit, please?
Oh, please don't.
Send them the Cobra.
I don't think I'll have the resilience to do that.
Zveda kits are extremely cheap on eBay at the moment. That's because people just want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Zveda sell freely here in Greece. I guess they don't even make it to the UK. I think the reason is, mate, is that there's a worldwide embargo. There's an embargo of any Russian produce to any of the European countries and to America or the Americans in Australia. So what you're seeing in shops now is stuff that was bought pre-war.
Yeah.
Everything else, so they can release brand new kits. You would never see them while Putin's in charge and there's a war. Simple as. But I have said this on many occasions. Don't cut your nose to spite your face. If you see a Zveda kit in a model shop, buy it. Because the model shop's already bought that kit. The money's already the Russians already got the money. So if you see a Zveda kit, buy it. But if you see something that, you won't be able to get in this country because you can't, eBay, Amazon, you can't buy kits from Russia anymore.
No.
So, and the trouble is, Zveda, we've said it before, we'll say it again, they brought out some fabulous kits in the past. Look at all their jets that they did, all the civilian jets. Good quality stuff. So,
I've got that KV2.
You've got the KV2.
The other thing with Zveda,
Yeah, it's on my shelf. I'm too scared to tackle it because it's huge.
Yeah.
So I've just decided it's going to stay on the shelf till I pluck up the courage to decide to open the box.
Who was speaking then after you? Was that you, John?
Alex.
No, John. No. John Alec, was it? Were you speaking, John? Were you? No.
No, I was just saying, Ross, that the other thing with Zveda is that even if they were available, I can get them from the importer. But the thing is, a model shop has to make a choice of whether it's going to buy that and whether it's going to sell and how that's going to affect how its customers perceive it. So it's just too big a risk, because you don't want, the last thing you want as a small retailer is to have stock tied up on your shelves, because it's just dead money.
Yeah.
You know, you want kits that people are going to buy. So even if we could get them, I think you'd probably find people wouldn't stock them.
Just going to say though, if they want a flash sale, buy them, because when the war's over, then you can just sell them for whatever price you want, because we'll be buying Zveda again. The only thing I say is that people are finicky, because I built the Airfix Vintage Classic JS3, Joseph Stalin, Soviet tank, and I lost a ton of subscribers because of that. You know, it made me cry. I think, you know, they just see Russian or Soviet and that's it. So, good question. Dora Wings or Wingsy? Anyone? I haven't built a Dora Wings kit.
I haven't either.
I just bought one. I haven't made it. I just bought it as a present for the old man. It looks incredible.
Yeah. Was it expensive?
No, not really. Not overly. Can't remember how much it was. Oh, let me get to Google.
They do a nice Lysander.
That's what I bought.
Does it? It's a nice kit, that.
If you're not good at that, mate, no? Okay, I'll move on.
Hang on, sorry.
What the price is.
I think it was around the sort of 10 to 15 quid mark.
So the other one is clear prop, but they're not cheap. I've not seen a cheap clear prop kit. Has anybody else seen clear prop quite cheap? No.
Okay, I got it. It was £18 was the 70-second. Sorry, I don't know why I said 18. 20 quid. I looked at 20 and said 18. It was 20 quid for the Lysander.
And what's that? One scale was that? 8148?
70-second.
That isn't cheap. For once.
The size of the aircraft, though, it's not bad.
You think?
It'd probably be, what, 15 quid or so if it were Airfix. Something around there.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to in my mind, because I think we all seem to go by Airfix pricing, don't we?
Yeah.
Look at what Airfix charge for their kits. Like you're saying, like I was saying before, the Cotair Spitfire 132nd is £85 with, say, 100 parts, or you can buy the Spitfire from Airfix at 124 scale and have 390 parts, whatever it is, you know, for an extra 9 quid more. You know, I don't see what. I'm not convinced Cotair have got it right, but that's another debate, because they're New Zealand, aren't they? They're ex-Wingnut Wings, and to be honest, you know, people say it's a good kit, but there's no engine in it, is there? For instance, you know, so
I've got that with my my latest 70-second purchase. I went to buy some Tamiya masking tape, and because there's a £5 minimum on card, I needed to buy something to put it in. So I bought a Tamiya Zero for 20 quid.
That's rubbish. Get rid of that one. It's crap. The Airfix one's better.
And there's the Airfix one for
do a side-by-side comparison, and I can assure you, Tamiya will be better.
I have already made both of them, and I already know which one is better. But I am doing a video for it. That's why I've got both. And I'm not going to spoil the fact. I'm not going to spoil.
But I already know.
I bet the Airfix one was more fun to build than the Tamiya one.
Oh, you're completely wrong. No, this is probably the best kit I have ever made in 70-second. It is truly phenomenal. Not this exact version with the clipped wings, but the Zero is.
You haven't built that one. You haven't built that 135th starter set from Airfix. Then, if you think that's the best one you've ever built.
Wait, Airfix did a 135th starter set.
Built a number of Tamiya's 172nd Zeros, and they're I have not built the Airfix one, so I can't speak to that, but they're very good builds. So.
The Airfix one is genuinely a good
Zero's kit. Old. That Zero's old though, isn't it? That Mitsubishi from Airfix. That's 920.
About 10 years. 10 years.
Yeah, about that.
I thought it was a 2010 release. That Zero.
It might be.
The starter set ones, because that one that he's got there is a Lidl and Audi special. That one there,
yeah.
You can tell. I tell you why, and I even tell you why it's a
2011.
I can tell you why that is a Lidl and Audi special, because the boxing was faded on a lot of them. They weren't the box art's faded. That's not Airfix red. That's like a very, very light red. I don't think they
color in it.
It is paler, yeah.
It's
I made the regular release out of both of these. So even though this one is, you're right, a Lidl or Aldi, insert your budget supermarket of choice here, set. It's not really reflective of the one I've already made. It's a nice kit though.
But my argument was with that, it's a 2011 kit, but how many that tooling must be so worn out now, because you see that in every single Aldi and Lidl store that they've got to retool that one soon, because they must be worn out. The amount of kits that Zero's made, that Spitfire Mk1 has made, because that Zero Mk1's is 2012, isn't it? So if you imagine that tooling,
see, it's either that.
That is really interesting, because that is 2011, that is 2012.
Yeah. And I bet it's more crisper, that Tamiya one, because I bet not as many of those Tamiya ones have ever been made with that Spitfire in that box as.
Oh god, no, I can't show that. That is too provocative. That's staying in its box.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
John Parker's there with a stiffy on.
More or less, yeah. I know all about Tamiya Zero. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I just want to go out and buy another one. I haven't even made this one yet.
But that's what I'm saying though, is that Zero, it's been sold now for £6.99, and the tooling has probably been, it says, yeah, it's yeah.
It's either that, or they just had multiple toolings of it, or had loads in stock, or loads that they didn't sell.
They wouldn't have 3 toolings of it. They wouldn't have, this is the design, I want 3 of those, please. They wouldn't do it. They would not do it. So Edard is my new favourite manufacturer from Substitute. Zveda have released a 1/72 AC-130 gunship, and it is available in the how can that be available when there's a trade embargo with Russia? And it's a serious one, because as someone who sells on eBay, if it has Russia, it's manufactured in Russia, eBay take the listing down. I'm not even allowed to sell a product. It's the same with the Iran. I can't say if it's manufactured in Iran. There's a lot of countries I can't sell. If the product's made in that country, they just take it down. So I can't see how they've got that gunship in the UK. It must be a pre-release. Can't see it, mate. There is a trade embargo.
It looks like there's a number of AC-130 gunships from Zveda, and the H version is a 2020 tooling.
Yeah.
So it may be that it made its way over before the embargo.
It might have been, yeah.
To prove that, I just wanted to quickly interject and prove that, because we can also support Moz being correct. That's the color contrast between the Zero and the Spitfire. The Spitfire is not a little one.
Yeah.
The camera doesn't show it as well. That is notably faded, though.
It's very faded. Oh, what happened?
I whacked my arm. Funny bone of the chair.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. You must never experience the joy of a Hobbycraft Canada kits, obviously. Yes, Hobby Time, it looks the mutts. As I said, there is a trade embargo. So how long has the war been on for? 18 months now? Yeah.
What?
19? 18
Yeah,
or
it's
19.
February last year.
It's been a while.
Have Zveda not moved to Kurdistan? But Kurdistan is Russian anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Russian.
Yeah. Yeah. New import Bargo is practically non-existent. New releases are still being sold. They can't import from Russia, so how will the Zveda kits get into the UK?
Over great difficulty.
There is an import. I don't know. I just know that anything which I had on my shelf, any Zveda kits that I had on my shelf, I wonder if let's say on eBay, it could be. Zveda kits are quite decent. I have a T90 in the 1/72 scale, and it looks great, and looking forward to building it. Yeah, you can't knock them. They're really good. Revel rebox Zveda, but they haven't in the last 18 months because the embargo.
Tell every Reebok.
Strangely, you can get the 2023 AC30J, which is the one that they've just released, from various UK manufacturers. Jadlam have it, E-Models, Hobbyland.
That does surprise me.
Yeah.
There is a physical trade embargo, so how they're getting around that, I don't know.
There's always a back door somewhere.
There is, but then we shouldn't be selling. I thought with a trade embargo, you can sell anything imported from Russia. You can't import it, and you're not allowed to sell it.
Maybe they're not imported from Russia then.
Yeah,
Have they got them in stock there? That new kit from 2023.
Apparently so. In stock.
Wow.
One Jadlam, 57.95 free delivery.
I wonder how many they've actually sold though, because people.
Does the embargo only relate to things that have to come out of Russia, or because if you have to buy it from a company that's in Russia, you won't be able to get it through a lot of importers, will you?
Interesting. Because all the big manufacturers, all the big suppliers have come out of Russia. There's no McDonald's in Russia anymore, is there?
Nope. Yeah.
I know
embargo.
Wargaming moved their headquarters out of Russia. That's in a different country altogether.
Well, officially they were based in Cyprus anyway because of tax reasons.
It says United States imposes additional sanctions and export controls on Russia in coordination with international partners, in coordination with the G7, Australia and other partners. They're imposing new sanctions on the illegal war in Ukraine. Wow, that does surprise me. That does surprise me. I was just wondering why anything that had Russia, we had manufactured in Russia, was taken down by eBay. Does make you wonder, doesn't it? If they're selling in Greece, they're probably coming into Greece in the oil tankers after offshore sanction busting. Could be true. In Germany, you can buy the new Zveda kits, the ones released after the start of the invasion. So maybe there isn't a trade embargo there. Maybe I'm wrong. But I had the email saying that you can't sell stuff that's manufactured in Russia on eBay platform or on Amazon. Interesting, isn't it?
Paul, get yourself a pair of reading glasses.
Can I bring it back to the topic?
Yeah, go on then.
I sometimes do that. There is another. It's a Czech company that I have a big pile of that I am fond of. I'm not sure they're going to take on the world, but we still shouldn't dismiss them.
Oh yeah,
that's on the KP Models.
This is, I want to say, 2021 tool.
Yeah.
No, the artwork's 2022. The detail on it, I'm not taking it out of the bag because it's a pig to get back in, but the detail on the fabric and the panel lines, so the camera doesn't even show. You can see the wings slightly there. It's incredible. They're getting there. They're still very much limited run. They have no locating pins, for example. Yeah, but they're new tool stuff. Same as AZ because they're all made in the same factory. They're really good.
Their early kits were terrible.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know.
Their later kits, they've come a long way.
So, maybe one day they'll be the new armor hobby.
They're still being sold and imported. Well, there you go. Then I honestly, all the bump I got through when this all kicked off, saying that you could not buy or sell from any product from Russia, and it was on the same list as like Iran, North Korea. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Doesn't North Korea ever not been on that list?
Well, that's right. So there's lots of well, there you go. I have 2 Dora kits on the Dutch Air Force theme. Great kits, 148. Wingsy kits, the KI-51 Sonya in 148. Wonderful. Mosby have a Russian dating bots invading the chat. I think my mate's been looking after it anyway. Taboldi Go's been keeping an eye on that. That's why he's the moderator.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone with a spanner can remove those comments if you so wish. And if you see them coming up on the list on the stream, just get rid.
It's annoying. I wanted to date a Russian bot.
Yeah.
No, they won't be able to come to the UK. There's a trade embargo.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't know who DJ Cannon is, but
That's rather nightclub in Moscow.
is it? Could have waited till Christmas. Lidl would have had an AGM 0 starter set in the middle of the aisle for $6.99. Yeah.
Yeah, that is where that one came from.
Yeah, he bought the Aero Zero for the decals. Yeah. And we're getting all the comments now. I got a yellow nat at Lidl. Going up in the chat.
I keep buying gnats. Gnats is my problem at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll see a gnat and go, oh, I might as well. I don't need any more.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah, actually, I do. I should go and buy another one. Thanks.
There you go.
You're welcome, mate.
Matt's even said here, the Mark 1 Spitfire is looking a little tired now. A bit of flash and scuffs on the plastic.
So is that a new Airfix Spitfire for 2024?
No, they have. They've already got it. They got the Mark 5. They'll just keep banging out that Mark 5 as a starter set, won't they?
Oh, yeah.
So they won't do that. As I said, I've got my thoughts on what they're going to bring out next year, and it'll be all put in a video very soon. So listen, seeing that Corgi are bringing out James Bond stuff, I could see the auto gyro coming back in as a vintage classic at some point.
That would be cool.
Or a neutral DB5, but like an actual big scale. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. It's one of them, isn't it? It depends what we're going to make, isn't it? What sort of Alt 92 said the trade embargo is a farce. Fair enough. But I just like to know is there's definitely a trade. I'm not saying things, am I? We all know there was a trade embargo.
I mean, I was aware. That's what I was aware of.
The trade embargo was it? We used to trade with Russia. Was it like 15-16 billion pounds a year? Was just trade with Russia.
Yeah, they had our oil too, or gas.
Yeah, and now that's what I mean. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe so 560 days so far. Was it really that long?
Yeah.
Well, you would have thought he would have died now. Somebody in his own country would have killed him by now. So,
well, it's a dangerous thing to do, isn't it? Because if you're flying back home in your private jet, it might just fall out of the sky.
That happens all the time. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh yeah, that happened to my mate Bob last week.
Yeah.
It's just so unlucky that almost anyone that Putin knows or has known ends up somehow falling from the sky or exploding somehow. Or
it's like he doesn't like his friends.
Oh no, that can't be the case. No.
It's the falling out of second-story hotel windows when you live in a flat that is ground floor flat. It's like, why were they there? It's like they wanted to take some fresh air.
We're all going to have to keep an eye out. If any of us buy these Zveda kits, we've got to be careful there's no mysterious substances in them.
Exactly. You would know.
Well, I don't live that far from Salisbury, so I've got to be careful.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, good luck with that one, mate.
That's not even a funny matter, is it? Really? To be honest.
Well, where the place that was all cordoned off, that's right by the car park where we used to go in Sainsbury's and just go through to Salisbury.
Wow.
Ages before you could go through
it. Well,
yeah. The poor pub. I mean, the pub had to close down. Ruined.
It's a shame that you've had to give up your private jet recently, isn't it?
That's it.
Was that parked at the car park as well? You couldn't use it. Andrew Graves just mentioned it. Yeah, I get that, Andrew. Maybe that's why I was seeing it from that angle. eBay rules are very strict as they're US owned, and non-US companies may be more flexible. Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, but I was under the impression that there was an embargo, and I know that there was the issue with the gas. Because we were still buying their gas, but we weren't buying it directly. We were buying it off piste. And
you are right in that there is or are official rules about what can and cannot come from Russia. But they are official rules. That's not necessarily what is practiced.
Exactly. Yeah. So well done, Jad Lam, for helping the Russians by stocking model kits.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's just like, okay, Zveda are a privately owned company, and probably maybe hate the war as much as we do. But the fact is that they will pay taxes, and if those taxes go to buy a bullet that kills somebody, it's like, is that something you want to be associated with, really?
I've just got a comment here that Stuart Templeton just said that isn't Zveda actually part Russian state owned, hence being caught up with the embargo.
No, I don't know.
I thought all Russian companies were state-owned. Well, I don't know much, so.
They got their fingers in the pies, haven't they?
It's probably why their Russian aircraft don't tend to come out very much from them. At least accurate ones, from what I've heard. Don't want to give away too many state secrets.
I just wonder why is Jad Lam selling Zveda kits, or why are scale model shops? But maybe, and have they sold many of them? As a scale modeler, if I see a Zveda kit in a model shop, I would have bought it, thinking that that's because the model shop's already paid their money for it. But if it's new stock coming in, that'll put me off buying Zveda anyway. Now, if I know that there are fresh, new tooled models coming out into scale model shops, in my what's it called? In my consciousness, should I be buying Zveda then?
Jadlam say that they are an official supplier.
What's that? Sorry?
I say it's not just Jadlam either. It's Wonderland models. They have them. E-models. It's several European people as well.
That's interesting. But is Zveda a state-owned Russian company?
I don't know. I know a lot of Chinese companies. The Chinese government have got their hands in their farm.
Yeah. The trade embargo with Russia only applies to certain classes of goods. But what does come out of Russia, apart from gas and scale model kits? That's all I do.
What else does anyone possibly want?
Yeah, well,
potentially grain.
Little dolls, that what are those called?
Yeah. And chess players. They do have a good range of chess players.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that the ruble is at a historically low, so profiteering is going on. Interesting. It's just a debate what to have, isn't it? It's
the
just,
safest thing to do is just buy Airfix.
Make sure
conceptually, that's what I'm doing. I'm just not even concerning myself with anything that they're doing. So
anyway, I think that's a good shout, actually. Right. So KP models, very good, very cool vintage stuff, and new releases. So KP models is up there. Okay, right. We're going to move on from this point now.
I was tempted to turn my channel into just a KP appreciation channel because I do have enough kits to do that, and then thought, no.
You miss Airfix too much.
I really do. There is something very special about Airfix. Obviously, other manufacturers are good as well, but just being able to pop to a local shop, buy an Airfix kit for not very much, and chuck it together in a weekend. Nice.
Out of curiosity, have any of you heard of Atlantis models?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all over the place here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I bought one of these at Riyadh, and it's the first I've ever seen it. And when I opened the box, right, the decals, you've got decals, right, and then they're molded onto the wings as well, which I thought was a bit of an odd choice.
Yeah, they Atlantis bought a ton of old molds from all sorts of companies. They're kind of like they're doing something similar to what Round 2 kind of did, but in a different way. They're approaching it from a different perspective. But yeah, it's a lot of older kits that they are reboxing.
Definitely
a lot of Lindbergh. Yeah.
I hope they're not based near the sea.
Well, I'd hope not. No. Does look like it's made in the USA, though.
they bought an absolute ton of old Revell toolings and monogram toolings.
And Renwall, and Aurora.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Yeah, this has got a lot of flash on it.
Has that thing got decal pimples on the wings and fuselage?
Yes, it does.
There we go.
Wow.
That's got to be a 50s mould.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what I'm going to do about them. I don't know if I'll sand them off or just paint the decals on instead. But
the decals don't stay on them.
Yeah, I might have
7
to,
years old.
might have to not paint them, sand them off then.
Just sand them down, they'll be fine.
Yeah, you have to be careful though, because all the rest of the details raised as well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say the Atlantis buyout was 5 years ago, and nobody had seen many of the old Revel space toolings reboxed by them yet. Anyway, so good night, Dan. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for coming on.
Very happy to advertise that they were made in the USA.
Yeah.
But if that's a Revel tooling, then I don't know.
Well, a lot of the Revel that they bought would be Revel USA. They bought a lot of US based stuff. So.
Oh, I do know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like the horror film stuff.
Yeah, the old Aurora stuff.
Yeah.
They got a lot of old Aurora as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Aurora. That's it.
On the box, it said it comes with crew from the USS Indianapolis, I believe. But I don't see them.
Half bitten by sharks? Or...
Oh, no, it doesn't. It just says rescue plane of it. All right, I'm just blind. I got a little bit excited there.
If you want an F-89, but you don't want it in 172nd, they do a 177th F-89. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. The Revel make it for the box scale.
They did a Thunderstreak in similar scale as well.
Wouldn't mind a Thunder Screech. That's not really an interesting one to do.
They do a Bearcat as well. Atlantis model.
You'd know all about that one.
They do. John Ashley Smith said, "Don't buy Atlantis kits expecting to build anything but an old classic, long superseded by better toolings."
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that one surprised me. After looking in that box, the amount of flash on there could fill up the USS Indianapolis.
Hobby 2000 is not European, is it? That's Chinese, isn't it? Hobby 2000.
I think it is. Yeah.
Oh no! Bear with.
There we go. So we'll come back. Oh, made in Korea. There you go.
Right. Whatever it says on the box, because I remember seeing it on the box before. So it's. I mean, they are made in Japan because they are. This one's a Hasegawa kit. It's an Eastern European address.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me move these beautiful, incredible zeros out of the way. Oh.
Anyway, going back to the subject, now we've gone on a big tangent about whether it's right to sell. It's your own moral compass with Zveda. I get it. All right. If you want to buy it, buy it. Me personally, I'm not one for. I didn't want to. I've said if I saw a Zveda kit in the shop, which I know that's probably been here before all this happened, I would have probably bought it. But now I'm thinking twice on if I'd ever buy a Zveda kit again. I wouldn't be too sure on where it's come from. But it's your own moral compass. So if you want to buy a Zveda kit, so be it.
Hobby 2000 are Polish.
Hobby 2000 are Polish?
Yes.
There's quite a few that are coming out of Poland.
None of their tooling is, but they are.
Okay. It's a Reeboks company, Hasegawa Dragon Academy in Takum. That's interesting.
I'm sure they've got
Atlantis also do old monogram stuff because I've got a monogram A26 Invader, and Atlantis have re-released that. That is a 1955 tool, and it's a 1/67th scale. It's like the weirdest thing.
Have they released a monogram P6E Hawk? Because I've got one of them.
Probably.
Oh, that was a good kit. I quite enjoyed that.
I've made that one, the monogram one.
I enjoyed it. There was a few like dodgy bits, but for the most part, it was pretty good.
It was re-released by some random company about 15 years ago, and it was as a double set with a P6. No, P6. The other thing, there were two things. P12? I can't remember.
I think I've seen it on shops.
Yeah, I've still got the box for it somewhere.
Is John Alec gone because his ribs are ready?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, as far as reasons go.
Yeah.
He had some he had some ribs on his barbecue, just resting. He said so.
I like that.
So going back now to the actual subject matter of European.
Yeah.
Do you think this just rounded and ask in the chat as well? Put it in the chat, right? Do you think that some of the European scale model manufacturers are now up there with the Tamiya releases and models, etc.? That's the question. Actually, I might do it as a poll. Let's do that too. It's here, isn't it? If I click here, add, start a poll. Do you think European scale models are as good as Tamiya? Yes or no? Start poll. There you go. There's a poll up now. So put it in there. If you think that European scale models are as good as Tamiya. So there you go. 78%, 75% so far. Nuclear props are pretty good, as are the newer ICMs. Even Zvezda's bombers are okay, but they're not Eastern European. They're Russian. So like Eastern Europeans, like Clear Prop, IBG, ICM, Edard, some KP models. So at the moment, we've got looking at the poll. Oh, so 65-35. We've got some, if we include subject choice, then definitely yes. Oh, Alex Scale Modeling's lost power. He's lost power. Back in the old day when we lost power, we say anyone got 50p for the meter. Anyone got 5 shillings for the meter.
I can't relate.
Because America doesn't have any oil for those generators. Because it
That's right, yeah. We lost power. I would say value for money. I think European kits are way up there. Edard, all that. Well, what they give you in the box, depending on how much you want to pay. But when you hear people talk about what's it called, armor hobby and things like that, it has been a really, really good thing to come out of those. As a lot of them said, it's a lower price point, isn't it? Because wages are going to be low over there. I bet the plastic's just as good as what we produce over here. Is it? What is Eastern European plastic like, Alex? When you built them, is it pretty good plastic?
I mean, historically, it's ranged from shocking to now. I wouldn't say it's as. It depends, I think, is the biggest thing, as it does with any model company. I think Edward have got it pretty much sussed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it must go to local preference, because ICMs is a little soft, I think, for most people.
Which is what the complaint of Airfix was for years, wasn't it?
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't have any problem with it. It keeps the detail crisp, and it's easy to send. So I think... And it also reacts really well with glue. It's easy to... You don't have to wait 20 minutes. I find Hasegawa plastic, actually, is quite difficult to work with because it's quite brittle. It usually has a lot of release agent, so you have to wash or wipe with isopropyl alcohol, Hasegawa kits, generally. Whereas a lot of other modern kits, you don't actually. You can get away with not doing. And I find that, the plastic doesn't react as well. It takes longer to set pieces. I think it varies a lot. If you look at PM, they are incredibly soft, soft detail, and I guess that goes because they're using, softer metal molds.
Yeah.
So if you want something that is harder, probably going to have a slightly higher melting temperature, so it's going to be harder on the mold. So if you want to be kinder, you're going to use a lower melting point, which is going to be softer in detail. So there's all these balances. So it really depends, I think, on the company, the production process, their history, all of that stuff. It's getting better, I would say.
I always remember Eastern European stuff being like that tinny plastic where you could flick it and like we had ting 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 ting.
Yeah.
Remember that plastic? But
especially East German kits were like that.
Yeah. But it would
really brittle.
But it would glue together all right.
Yeah.
Soft.
It was almost shiny as well, wasn't it?
Shiny. Yeah.
I've got an Eastern European kit up there that isn't even the aircraft subject in the box.
Was it a tank?
No, I'll show you. 2 seconds.
String Motion has just said quality and profit are not linked. I was never running to the shop for a wing, not wings. But it took years to clear the stock post bankruptcy. Yeah. And so get rid of this current. Oh, look at that.
Nice East German TU-154 Careless, right?
Yeah.
Inside the box is an IL-62.
Nice.
Is that tinny stuff as well? Is it quite tinny?
It's
yeah,
really brittle, horrible crap. Yeah,
but it does glue together well, and when you sand it, it does become more of a powder, and it doesn't rip. The softer the plastic, the more it rips. When you sand it, it rips. Not really goes into a dust.
But they are terrible kits. VEB.
Yeah. I get that.
They're pretty good if you dunk them in sweet and sour sauce, though. Very tasty.
Probably,
yeah, but what does sweet sour sauce not make better, right?
No, apparently when VEB released these over a period of about 18 months, they put the wrong kits inside the box for 18 months without realising.
I don't know how they managed that.
That's classic.
Gross incompetence.
Really fantastic QA.
You don't dare complain. You get thrown in the gulag, right?
Yeah, nobody did. Somebody probably noticed straight away. It's just like, I can't say anything.
Right.
No. It'll feed me to the Alsatians.
The Stasi will be over.
I had a Beriev BE6 big flying boat from a company. What was it? I think it was Playfix or something.
Yeah, that's Playfix. This is Playfix.
Yeah. Oh, horrible.
Yeah, they're all VEB from East Germany.
Yeah.
And I think it was just like one big sprue that everything was on. Really toy-like.
Was it silver plastic with black propellers and wheels?
No, it was white, but it did have black propellers.
Yeah. So
the smaller parts were molded separately, yeah.
Funnily enough, all the pro builders and reviewers, they love their Vostok. Not Vostok, it's a Sputnik spacecraft. They think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I used it as an introduction to modelling for my kids because it's only a few pieces. There's no detail.
Yeah.
And I just let them paint it whatever they wanted. So I ended up with this blue, yellow, and pink thing with shark mouth on it and stuff. So they loved it.
That sounds pretty cool, to be fair.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. At first, I thought, "Wow, you hate your kids," but no, I
It'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I think
That's one word for it.
I think it's better than what James May did to that classroom of children by giving them a golden hind from Airfix.
Mm.
Yeah.
But that was funny.
Yeah.
I was just been sat back giggling.
I like that show James May did with the old Airfix kits. I thought it was really, really sweet. You know, he gave that kid that tank, and he goes, "You can blow it up now." And that kid didn't want to do it, and he goes, "That kid's going to be special because he didn't want to blow up his tank."
Do you remember the episode where he went to Roy Cross's house?
Yes,
that was really interesting because he still had all the freezers from the Airfix Topsers, didn't he?
He did.
Really interesting.
But like he was really upset as well because he was saying that a lot of his old box art, he called it sterilized. He said that he sterilized it. So
that was what they took all the war toys, wasn't it?
You're not allowed to make a model of a warplane and show it in any war context.
No.
For some reason.
Do they still follow that?
Do you remember the box art from the early release Lancaster when it was landing and had a propeller, an engine on fire? They had to refeather that propeller
because they didn't want to see it not moving.
They didn't want any evidence that the aircraft had come back from a war zone.
We're fine now because Airfix have things like this on the Mark V. Explosions. Yes, take that, foreigners.
Yeah, but we love explosions. Explosions are cool.
Explosions are cool. Nothing wrong with it. It's got teeth and explosions. What more do you want?
Hey, but the thing is, you won't see a swastika on any of these kits, so will you?
No, because it's an American Spitfire, Moz.
No, on any of these. Yeah.
That's how Airfix got around the problem.
Just make everything American. Oh,
It's
that's
just
German 109.
Red or green or whatever colour background that they had no war scenes or anything.
Ridiculous.
At all.
Well, that's why they went down the photo route. They used to have the picture of the finished model with the photo on the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad it's back to explosions.
Did that?
We all love explosions. If you don't, you're lying.
True. It's you know, you never judge a book by its cover, but you judge a bottle, you judge a kit on its cover, though, don't you?
Oh, you do.
Sure.
You know,
For the most part, yeah.
One of the early Wellington box arts had actually over a bomb city, like the city on fire.
That's right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the red stripe.
Yeah, the old red stripe one. Yeah,
the old red stripe.
Yeah.
You know, somebody called me up one week and said, I've got a couple of really rare Airfix kits for sale. I went, oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, red stripe. And I went round there and they were buggered. Some of them had the clear parts already glued in and looked terrible. And he said he wanted £100 each for them because they were red stripe.
Crazy.
I said, yeah. Red stripe means fuck all, mate. It really does.
I've got an HE111 hindcrawlers in a Type 2 box.
Yeah.
It's worth about 25 quid.
Yeah, I get that. Right, so it's 20 past. We've come to a conclusion that 60% of yous think that the European countries are catching up with Tamiya or as good as Tamiya, and 35% of you think no. So it's quite a good mix. Was it 1 in 3 still rate Tamiya, and 2 in 3 of you think that the Europeans have got it?
It's good to know, Moss, that 2 out of 3 of our listeners are right.
Yes. Yeah. And there's just me who's just waving the Airfix flag.
Isn't this what me and Alex were talking about a couple of weeks ago about the power creep against Tamiya? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many companies out of there that are just producing top-notch stuff.
And the thing is, it's not even the bigger ones. I mean, we've only talked about the ones that we all know. I mean, there's almost 200 kit manufacturers in the Ukraine, which is an active war zone. That one that you found, Moss, that Polish manufacturer that's doing those tanks.
Yeah.
When we talked on Beyond the Box, and they did. It's like
yes.
They did an English A9 cruiser tank. How much was that, Moss? Like 8 quid?
Yeah, 7 or 8 quid. You get 2 in the box as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're going to make a point with other fast. Sorry, I don't know, I'm interrupting your tangent. When I've got their Cromwells here, which I kind of painted in my own sort of made-up scheme for this one. On the box, the instructions weren't right. There was parts on it that weren't in the kit, and that sort of stuff. It was just a bit unpleasant for me. I didn't really enjoy it very much.
What? Sorry, you want a kit to have instructions that are correct? That's part of the fun. Make it up as you go along. Work out.
Yeah, that's what they call that. That's the Meccano law. That is.
I mean, to be fair, Revel have been doing that for years.
Exactly. And that's what KP workshops do. They deliberately mislead you just to catch you out.
but there was
Yeah.
a company who knew that the instructions were wrong, and they have sent out a press release with a PDF link where you can download the correct instructions because they knew how bad it was. They've now re-released it, so anybody who's bought the kit can go to this link and download a fresh PDF copy of the correct instructions. I thought that was excellent. I can't remember which company it was now. Anyone in the chat know who that was? I think a lot of people shared it around in the groups at this certain company. I think it might even be ICM, might even be IBG. They released the kit and the instructions were wrong.
No, wasn't it? No, I can't remember. I know who you mean. It's going to bug me.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny.
I had a Hasegawa kit once. I had an extra sheet of instructions that you just slipped in.
Yeah.
Because it was missing out of the instruction booklet.
That's happened before. Airfix did that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Italieri did that with the Folgore, the 132nd kit they just released. There's a little errata sheet in that.
But at least it was in there, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. At least it was in there.
Was it Beacon? Was it them?
Oh. No, it wasn't Beacon.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Beacon.
Not a fucking clue then.
No. It was someone.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, that's where I saw it too, and also on Facebook. I can't think what it was called now. Which company it was.
It's all right. Just start at the top of Instagram and scroll through it and let us know when you find it.
Yeah, do you ever get that thing when you go on Instagram and you see a picture, right? And you think, oh, I wonder what that is. Then it refreshes. And it's like,
oh, does my freaking head in.
Oh,
Border Models.
Border Models.
Wayne got it. Wayne Welly got it.
Border Models, was it?
I'm sure it was, yes.
Border Models, that's the one.
No, it was definitely something beginning with a B.
Yeah, Beacon, Border, Hobby Boss, yeah. Dragon and Cyber Hobby were notorious in the day, is true, it's very true. They were very, very bad with their instructions. But anyway, should we do some auction time? Do you fancy some auctions?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, so I need to get the little pad here, where's my pad? I can write them down. I need my phone, where's my phone? There's my phone. Cool, right, it's just airplane mode on the phone, and then we'll put up the timer. I can find the timer, and we're going to go for 5 minutes per kit.
I don't know why I agreed to turning up today. Honestly, if there's an auction involved, this is dangerous.
I've got some here for you as well, Moss.
Oh, thank you very much. So in the corner there is the time.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes. Here we go. We're going to be selling off a 148 de Havilland Tiger Moth steel seal in its box.
That is a great kit.
It is a great kit.
That is a great kit.
Oh, Cap's got that one.
Phil start the bidding off a £1. And right, folks, this time your bid won't count. You've got to go up in pounds. And if it goes, so it's got to be pounds. Not this £1, 1p bollocks or £5 in 8 quid. It's rounded figures this time because it just doesn't make fun then, does it? So this time on the deck, we've got this one here. It is the de Havilland Tiger Moth 148. Still sealed in its box. Beautiful kit. Really good kit. Would love to build it. So that's up at the moment. And at the moment, we've got it down as £1. So, Ryan, you know you want it. Captain Matt, you want it as well.
I bought the last one you sold.
Yeah. So sprue and glue's gone in at £10. £10 for sprue and glue. That's a good start.
I'm just going to log off now, guys. So I've got stuff to do tomorrow morning.
You've got a bid on the auction, mate. You can't just bugger off now.
I can't afford it. I've got a car insurance to pay off.
You got car insurance.
Oh.
You drive.
Yeah.
Mate.
Moss, you want to buy it yourself?
Yeah.
Against yourself.
Oh, that's Fenris.
Sorry.
Enjoy the auctions, chaps. Goodbye.
Cheers, mate.
Nice to see you again.
Cheers.
Bye.
Hopefully be on next week.
Dude.
Yeah, come on, mate. Come on.
Right.
So at the moment, Fenris is at 12. Remember, there's a £5 postage on this one, all right? £5. So whatever the auction price is £5 on top. So at the moment, this is the kit you're bidding on. It is the De Havilland Tiger Moth 148 scale. The decals are actually pretty good. I know it's cartograph, but they lay down nice on this kit. They really do. So there you go. Captain VFC's gone up now 13 quid.
I don't even need another one. It's fine.
That's right. And by the way, say if you buy 2 models, it's still $5. Unless you live abroad, then I contact you on price because it does cost a bit more to get them shipped abroad. So let's get rid of that one. Here we go. 227 so far, 26, 25.
And don't forget, there's about a 7-second delay. So if you're one of those people that likes to bid at the last second, keep that in mind.
You want to bid about if it's 9 or 8 seconds, then bid because there's a 7-second delay. Moz, you built it, did you, mate? How did you get on with it? I hope you enjoyed it because I've still got mine to do. I think Airfix is going to release a new one this year. I think they're going to do one at different scale.
Moz, move your phone over a phone width towards you. That's it.
Is that better? Cool.
Yeah, it's all right because on the actual stream, there's a subscribe button right in front of the phone.
Oh, well spotted. Well spotted.
I've only just noticed it. You can see it all right. It's just yeah.
Yeah,
there was a subscribe button in the way.
Subscribe button.
That's funny.
I'll tell you what else was funny related to this, right? If anybody watched Alex's recent video on his shop, did you notice the entire stack of models he's bought off Moz? His second-hand shelf.
That's true.
Yeah, I've got
the Moz shelf.
We said that we're going to go up. Me, Matt from Model Minutes, and James from LPJ Models, we're going to have a day and go up there and visit him. And apparently, there's a discount of 50% off all kits if you come along with your grandparent that flew a Spitfire World War II. Something I can't remember what it was. So if you can bring your grandfather, you get a 50% discount, as long as that grandfather did fly a Spitfire World War II.
That's not true, of course.
Our 92's gone for £14.
Hey, thank you. I'm really tempted to bid an extra quid now.
I was going to say, you know.
15, such a round, nice number.
Yeah, exactly. With postage, it'd be fine. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. Better write these down because last time I did, I had to go back through the chat and everything to see. Right, so 15 seconds left.
To be honest, if it was a Mr. Craft one, I'd be bidding like literally £1 for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, done.
3, 2, 1.
That's it.
Yay.
That's £14 plus £5 shipping for 092. Thank you very much, 092. Right, we're starting again now. 5 minutes on this one. Oh, shut up, you tart.
Yes,
right,
please.
Here we go. You like this one, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I need another hawk.
The first and last hawk.
First and last hawk. Limited edition. Somebody wants that one. So that's what you're bidding on. So you've got one of these.
Have you been speaking to taggers about what's in my wish list?
Tagger starts at £1. Well done, Taggers.
Oh, taggers, you can't have any more hawks. Come on.
Oh, he loves his hawks. You know, I wonder how many they got of these left on Airfix because you know you're struggling to buy them at one point. They're struggling to buy them.
Not anymore.
So, Sprue and Glue's gone in at 15.
15.
My friend, thank.
Is that just the one? Is that just the one hawk in that?
No, there's two of them.
These are the twin kit ones. They've got the decals for 2 kits.
Hang on, if you quickly drop to my screen, you can see them.
Yeah, oh, you got them there, have you?
Lovely.
Oh, very nice.
Both included. Both completely unweathered as they are factory fresh. This as preserved, this as at the factory. Before anyone has a go at me.
Did you brush paint them or did you spray them?
These were both sprayed.
Wow. Oh, you got that lines. Really good.
This is the first one, the first kit I sprayed that has more than one colour. So that's my first attempt at masking with spray.
That's really
And
good.
this one I made after 3 beers, which isn't too bad.
Did he sprayed it and everything?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's a decent kit.
Yeah.
But I really like what they did with the same aircraft in its first and last condition.
Yeah.
I think that was very clever of them.
But I don't get it why they say first and last, but the red ones are still going now.
It's this particular aircraft on its first ever flight,
Yeah.
and then when it was last
in the mix.
sort of flown, as in it was taken by a Chinook.
It was flown as a Red Arrow, though, wasn't it?
The T1 is, yeah.
No, but
The
that
type-
one, that
the type.
actual plane was.
No, this actual plane never was. It was always a departmental, not departmental. You know what I mean? Developmental
Yeah.
training aircraft.
Well, then at the moment, sprue and glue, bless him, £15 on this one on the Hawk XX154 first and last. So let me know, as it is a good kit. It's not a bad kit, and I think that's what they should do with every kit, every special edition. They should actually put 2 of the kits in and just have fun with it.
I think given that it's still available, I don't think it's likely that they're going to do that again for a little while.
No.
Whereas the Meteor, Dale was saying that they'd nearly, he was worried about the numbers.
Yeah. They sold a lot, didn't they?
Clearly.
So this is a prototype, not my scale, I'm afraid. But on the side note, I have a poster of that jet that Airfix Modeling Mag put out a few years ago. That's true. Yeah. Why is that not showing up? So 130 at the moment. 130 on this one. We've got £15 off spray and glue. So if you want that one, I've got some nice ones tonight.
Oh, he's got that Bedford QL there and all, haven't you?
I'm not putting that one through. No one's got a chance. It's not even mine.
I know
Not even
it's not.
mine, that one.
Anyone can make a mistake.
So he's 50 quid for it, mate. I sold it for 10, but here you go. Very surprised that that Airfix never held on to that tool. It's a good little kit, actually. And the other one, I've done the unboxing of the other one, haven't I? Because I said that this won't ever be a Vinci Classic. So, how come so many Airfix fans know nothing about this kit? So 33 seconds left, guys. 15 quid on sprue and glue. 15 quid. Remember, it's £5 postage in the UK. But if you're abroad, let me know, and I'll try and get the cheapest possible price. I make no money on the shipping costs. That's how it works. So 17 seconds left. £15. We've got 126 people watching. By the way, if you've not liked the stream, please give it a like. Oh, David James gone in at £16. £16.
Oh, right, last minute.
Last minute. Well done. He's done that before. Well done. David JM. Hawks gone in at £16. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Right. Oh.
Is that a Hunter? Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
That's a very
the
famous Hunter.
Sexiest jet ever built.
Do you think?
Absolutely.
Don't know. Not convinced.
I didn't take a black eye from Ms. Modeler to not stand my ground on that.
That guy from Miss Modeler.
No, I'm joking.
I was going to say, you know, but she doesn't agree with it, no?
No. She thinks it's the Lantern, but she's wrong. It's the Hunter.
Oh, that's a good shout, though.
No, it's not. Don't side with it. It's the Hunter. You're trying to sell it, remember?
This one is open. And I think...
Yeah, you did a review on it, didn't you?
Did a review on this one. So this one is open.
It's 124 parts, skill level 3.
Yeah.
Have you took the coin out of the box?
Yeah.
I thought you might.
There's the decals for it. Very nice decal sheet. Plenty of stenciling for you stencil hunters.
I love stencils.
Do you know the story behind that Hunter?
Well, the one that went through the Tower of London.
Yeah, he went under the Tower of London because they
Not
wouldn't.
Tower of London. What's
Tower
it called?
Bridge.
Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge.
Bridge.
Yeah. That's
Tower
the
Bridge, yeah.
That's
it's because they wouldn't celebrate 50 years of the RAF.
Oh, they didn't have the budget to, did they? So,
No.
right,
So
well, he started this one at £1.
£1.
Ryan's putting a bid of £47 there, so Brian's winning it. I'm joking, Ryan. So don't panic.
Yes, it is. It is 46.99 new. That is correct.
It is, yeah.
£99 new. So get your
3 schemes.
Yeah. 46 quid that one, crumbs.
How much was it with the coin? 80?
Model Minute's gone in for £15 for Model Minute. There we go, 15.
15 quid is a little bit higher than the Mr. Craft 172nd one.
So this one is the Orca Hunter.
We got a 25.
Bill's gone in at £25. Legend.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Wow.
So it's a 40 £46 kit. Remember, in the UK, it's £5 shipping. Anything over, if you're outside the UK, it'll be a bit more. But I try to make sure that I'm fair. There you go. I'm fair with pricing. I don't make any money on the kit. It's just, actually, it's clearing down my stash. Really, I've got so much kit here. It's like.
Yeah, speaking as somebody who has had him send kits internationally, he does do best he can.
And that's up for 27. Woo-hoo. And that's 27.
I agree completely, Fenris. Yeah.
What's that, sorry, Fenris?
I was saying this as somebody who's bought one internationally from you, that you do try your best for shipping wise to make it as cheap as possible.
Yeah, I know. Flying out to Fenris to hand deliver it, that was a step above. Yeah.
How do you think I got my moss patch?
Yeah. Actually, we met halfway in the sky, didn't we?
Yeah.
Jumped into him.
I seem to remember being on the water and you just dropped it, right? Didn't? And I just
Oh, no, you're up in the sky with me. We pass each other like that. I jumped it, all I was, thank you, boy.
As all the other passengers were screaming.
If you want cheap delivery, there's no cheaper way.
I was hoping to get 40 for this one, so if anybody wants to go that way, 35 would be good. As I have opened it. See, I buy my kits to review. That's how, that's how it works. There is a tank coming up, Joe, so don't worry. There might even be 2 tanks tonight. So we're done 5 seconds on this one. But yeah, basically it's I buy them and I review them, and then I do keep them, a lot of the ones I review, but I just thought to look. I am so overwhelmed with kits that I need to get rid of them.
29.
And I've had my fun with them. I can say that I've owned that kit.
Yeah.
And I've seen it, and so I've not necessarily built it, but I've owned it. I've experienced it, what people have. So
Are you going to build the Airfix Vulcan?
I am.
Good man.
But that is a Christmas project.
I'd like to see
3
it.
seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Brilliant. Hobby time. Hobby time is won that one for £29.
What a bargain.
Are you in the UK in hobby time? I hope so. But, yeah. Right. Okay. This is a classic. It is.
Is that a mini wings kit?
Here we go. Right. This is. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I'm at 50.
Yeah, they are just one piece of plastic. That's it. It's. I'm not auctioning that off because that's not fair. Right. Right. Tank 1 for tonight. Tiger 1, third version, 135th. Tigger 1. Stop the clock. Fine. So here you go. I don't know how much these are, or I'll tell you. They're £36.49 on the Airfix website.
Ah, you beat me to it.
This one's a sealed kit. I've not opened this one. This is straight out of the pack. You can see it. What I love about this one here, and I knew I was wondering whether this is a Korean one, is the fact that the actual tracks are not just laid in the bottom of the box; they're sealed in the bag with the with the belly of the tank. So this must be a Korean one. This one. This must be Academy.
It is, yeah.
Academy.
So it's Academy kit, and man's got it at £16 at the moment. So there you go, Tiger one. Let's have a quick look, make sure it is Korea.
It doesn't tell you on the website how many parts it is, which is also an indication that it's not their own tool, because they obviously don't want to waste time counting on it.
Yeah, this one's made in North Korea, actually. Just says Korea, So early one, Tiger version, which is the Academy Reeboks, but it's got, it is a. I think this is one of the more accurate Tiger ones. Is that right, or am I talking at my ass?
Don't know.
Didn't somebody claim this was on par with the Tamiya Tiger one or something?
£20.
£20 from John's scale. If somebody really wanted to bid on this one, I was like, drop the kit down, it banged me on the head. This was on top of the kit, so it's a not bad little kit. The instructions are quite good.
Yeah.
It's a 144.
I've built it. It takes about 2 hours to build and paint.
2 hours, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do quite enjoy 1/144th planes.
They are too small though. And
I built their FW190. Their FW190 in Revell mini wings is really nice.
There you go. There's the decal sheet.
Yeah.
I'm seriously considering the 1/144th GB racers just for hilarity.
I might build that for a bit of fun. I'll get the old outlaw paints on this Warhawk, because the Warhawk it can be done with one colour, can't it?
Yeah.
But it can be camo as well.
That's more like it, Joe. Yeah, because that's a 38 pound kit, right? Something like that.
Joe Sanchez gone for £30.
RRP is actually 42.49.
Is it?
Yeah, it's $45 here in the States.
Yeah.
Is that?
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
So that's 30 quid so far for this one. I haven't opened it. I've just,
Yeah.
I bet he's got a stack of them. What have I got a stack of?
Speaking of a stack, very quickly, because I know you've only got like 90 seconds before the thingy ends. Somebody on
No, it's £5 shipping in the UK, and if you're abroad, I have to call you for the price of it. All right, it's £5 shipping.
Somebody on eBay was selling 21 partially made Airfix Jet Provosts.
No,
partially made.
Yeah, I was going to screenshot it. In fact, I was going to buy them just for shits and giggles. But
I was going to say, what's that for? £3?
That's
21. I think starting bid was £5, which fair enough. But
I thought that was an admission of guilt then for a second.
I think they were entirely built.
Yeah,
I think they were entirely built except for the clear parts. I think. And undercarriage, so it was just fuselage and wings. I don't know who would want 21 partially made Jet Provosts.
Thank you, Matt, for Model Minutes, for joining us. Shame you couldn't be on the site. I hope you feel better, mate, and I'll see you next week, hopefully, on the stream.
Cheers, Matt.
Also, goodbye.
Well, Ryan, why don't you go looking for Academy kits? Because this one is Academy, if you want it. Right, we're down to 30 seconds on the clock. 30 seconds on the clock. I better get the next tank out. All right. I was going to build this one myself, but I thought, sod it. We'll Oh. Right. How are we doing? 30 quid so far. But 14 seconds to go. Come on. Sonny bid.
Get those last ones in.
Was going for 30 quid. Tiger 1 early version.
That's it.
There we go. Joe Sanchez for the Tiger 1. Better write this down in my book. Tiger 1, £30 for Joe Sanchez. Cool. That's excellent. Right. Okay, next in the final kit tonight. And then we've got John's to do as well. Oh,
It's a
the
Hetzer.
135th
A
Jack
Hetzer.
38T Hauser late version from Airfix. That's the last tank I'm doing. This one's
not a
also
tank.
sealed. It's not a tank, though.
TD.
It's big.
Sealed in its container, and even the decal sheet is still sealed as well. This one's still sealed. Seal kit, this one. There you go. My Jag Panzer 38T. Up for grabs for anyone who wants it.
Do you know who actually made the Hetzer?
No, I don't.
Do you know who actually made the Hetzer tank, the actual tank?
Probably somebody British, I reckon.
No, it was Skoda.
Yeah.
Really? So the engine was in the back, was it?
Probably. It was probably air cooled.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the Panzer 38T and the 35T, and then the Germans converted a lot of them into Hetzers.
The thing is, that was when Skoda was good.
Yeah.
Cheers, taggers, helping.
Yeah. That used to be the old joke, though, didn't it? Why did
Yeah.
the Germans lose the war? Because they built all their Panzers in the Skoda works.
Yeah. We used to make all sorts of jokes about
Oh,
Skoda.
yeah.
You wouldn't now, though, would you?
No.
Well, you could, I suppose.
You still can. They're just budget VWs.
I did laugh because when my mate first bought one, his dad bought one.
Yeah.
I ran into his house and I said, Keith, where's your dad? Why? Where's your dad? Someone's vandalized his car. What? Somebody's vandalized his car. And I said, what? And somebody's put a Skoda badge on the front of your dad's new car. Yeah. Right, Joe Sanchez has bid 30 quid. 30 quid for that one. He's on to a
Nice.
winner there, isn't he?
That's a nice
Brilliant.
kit, that.
Yeah. So Joe's
It won't take up a huge amount of room either, will it?
no, it's a nice little kit.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. It's a good little kit, that. So that's looking good on that one. That gives me. I'm getting close to my figure now.
It has 3 flying hours, which is interesting. It's a tank. It shouldn't have any, or tank destroyer. It shouldn't have any flying hours.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's firing hours.
By the way, folks, when you win your bid, could you email me? The email address is in the about section, and you can, and I'll tell you the PayPal link to pay. If you're in the UK, let me know. There's only £5 postage on that. If you're abroad, then I bundle it up and I get the cheapest price I can. I think America is about $22. So Europe would be a little bit cheaper than that, but I do not make any money on that. I go to a shipping company and say, how much can you ship this for me? And the cheapest they can do, and they ship it for me. So that's how they do it. All right. Joe Sanchez just bid 40 for it. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
That's really good. That's going towards my camera fund. It's up to about 700 now, I think.
Oh, not far.
Not far. Another 900 to go. So Spring Glue, all the tanks Mazda's auctioned, I've never won one. Well, bid up, mate. You can get it from a 45, I'm sure. Spring Glue, if you want a tank off me, give me a ring, and we'll discuss. I've got a couple upstairs, and then you just buy one off me for whatever it affords, because you do come on this chat and you do help me a lot, and I can send you a kit upstairs. All right. So 40 seconds left on the clock. 40 seconds left. 33, 32, 31. Oh, yeah. "17 seconds, it's all gone quiet." It's all gone quiet. 9 seconds. So bid now. Bid now.
Seconds.
There we go. That's it. So again,
Very nice.
Sanchez has
Good
bought that
stuff.
for £40. So
Very nice.
please email me. Email me my email address. I don't want to share it on something or anything because I don't want scammers to get hold of it and start harassing me. So you've won that great Jag Panzer as well. So you've got 2 coming towards me, and I say it'd be a £5 shipping. That's all. Put 2 together and ship it. Be a £5, mate. If there's any more, then I'll take the money for that. Right then, over to John now. John's got an auction for us. And
I have a Revell IS2 tank, which is actually an ICM kit in a Revell box.
That's on brand as well for the.
It looks
the
pretty
episode.
nice. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a nice kit. It looks very nice inside.
Yeah. Because it's ICM, I assume with it being new, it's new to Revell.
I've had this kit about 3 years, so
Hmm.
I don't think it's 100% that new.
For 170, for its 172nd part, 118 parts for a tank's a lot of parts in that, isn't it?
I think it's length and link tracks as well, mind.
Is it?
I think so, yeah. Which I actually like. I prefer them. You get good results with length and link.
I much prefer them as well.
Yeah.
Not to make. I hate making them, but they look so much better when they're done.
Yeah.
Well, the worst tracks I've ever made were individual links on a Panzer 1 from Hobby Boss.
Oh.
It had something like 360 links per side. Good result, though.
Yeah. I bet the decals are pretty cool in it as well. I love the way they got. I know it's a Soviet tank, but I love the way the white paint's gone around and gone over the star. It makes it quite,
Yeah, they did that for
Quite
recognition purposes, didn't they, during the war?
So come on, folks. So I better get me screen up so you can see the time. We're at the 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and Sprue's winning this one at a £5. There's an ICM kit inside, so it's not Revell. I don't know. It's
Do you want to see the sprue?
yeah. So look at the sprue.
See if I can do this out so you can see. That's the sprue. No, it's
Wow.
not link tracks. It's one piece, final tracks.
One piece. So you got rubber band tracks in it then.
Yeah, I thought they were length and link, but they're not.
Right, Sprue's up now to 7 after just knocking Taggers off with his miserly £6.
I'm just
Yeah,
seeing what the pickles are that you're getting here. Here we go.
I bet you'll have 3 or 4 schemes of that one. Won't be one scheme,
I think
surely.
it's one. I think it's one scheme.
Oh, but look, they've actually done the white stripes over the star.
they have, yeah.
Fantastic. That is good. That's impressive, that. If you want to jump back to me so people can see the time, it's 2 minutes and 36
Yeah, quite
seconds. on
nice.
that. Yeah, really good. Can you see my iPhone flash?
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
That is the infrared for the Face ID, that is. It scans it scans every 5 seconds. Amazing, isn't it? Every 5, well, it's not down, but it was. I think because it's unlocked. Yeah, it's always looking for your face. It just bleeps away like that, looking for your face so it can unlock. So, David Coombs just said, just started a Hobby Boss Soviet 81, 133 individual track links per side plus 2 pins per link. Oh my word! Oh,
Sounds good. 10 out of 10.
Oh, there
Would
is
not
2 schemes in there. The stripes are for one scheme, and the other is a plain NATO green.
Oh, right.
So it's actual 2 schemes in that one, which is good. So Sprue and Glue's got us at £7. £7 for Sprue and Glue.
£7.
£7. Joe Sanchez having a pint of bass. Oh yeah, that Shandy Bass. You remember that Shandy Bass? Oh, the other one was
That stuff.
Shandy. Panda Shandy. And that was something special. Brewing Crew love doing metal tracks. Fair enough. Substitute 79. Is that a dinosaur kit on your shelf? Oh, Tring Motion's gone in for £10 on this one. And we're down to 5 seconds. We just get it back up so you can see what you're ordering. So yeah, £10 so far. Top deck apparently on the top deck. I haven't got a dinosaur kit. I don't think.
Is he talking about my bookshelf?
Yeah, it might be yours.
I
just like the
dinosaur kits up there.
Right, here we go then. Going down to the last 29 seconds, and I'll just I'll exit this. I'll exit the full thing. So 22 seconds. Tring Motion e-bike and cycle store, £10. Down to the last 15 seconds. Oh, top deck Shandy, yeah. 10 seconds left. Bid now in case you miss it. There is a 7-second delay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there you go. Brilliant. Excellent. So what I would do is that if you give me your address, I will get John to ship that directly.
I'll ship this for you, no problem.
That will be fantastic. So that is £10 for Tring. And I'll put that down as John Parker. That's £10. Remember, folks, please email me after the show. Email address is in the About section on my channel. I don't want to share it up here because it's just an absolute pain in the ass. I don't want people to, start spamming me because they see my address on the actual show.
Well, the bots will get you.
But it is well hidden in the About section. Just click on it and it'll tell you. So, no, Tring, you got it, mate, because he came in after the 10-second mark. After the what's it called? Sound.
Timer.
There's a 7-second, 8-second delay between them. So that's why we said 10 seconds. All the bid in then. So, but no, you've won that. It's only fair. It's only fair. It's only fair indeed. So brilliant. Remember, it's £5 postage as well. If you're outside the UK, we come to some arrangement. All right. Anyways, well, I thought it was a really good chat tonight. Really good. Sully, where's your bird's nest in that Airfix Sea King? Have you got one ready yet?
Hang on.
Beauty.
It's not quite a nest as such, but.
So where were the injection marks that LPJ was saying were in the way?
Where are all them? Hang on. Where's the other one?
On the inside of the fuselage, basically.
So
you won't see them, will you?
I don't think you will. Oh, you can see a couple up the top there. Everything across the top you're not really going to see.
Yeah.
Once it's all together. Those potentially, but I still think it's going to be quite difficult. If you're putting the benches in, you're definitely not going to see them.
Yeah.
In that, but I'm going to use some copper foil.
Oh, that's a good idea.
No, it's the wrong side. This is, but there's some copper foil in there just to.
Yeah.
Give you that fabric-y sort of look to it.
Fair play. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me tonight on Airfix Chill. It's been a great stream. I think we've come away thinking that Tamiya are not in the strongest position that they used to be in. I think they are looking behind at the incoming, what's coming in, what's coming up from these great scale model companies around the globe. And as I said, Tamiya, they are trying to fix their pricing. We've seen the MAP policy, haven't we? So advertising policy that they have, or was it minimum advertising? Is it minimum advertising policy that they have? So pricing policy, I should say. And I think at the end of the day, just look out for these good scale model kits out there and just have fun building it.
Yeah.
But as I say, I'll always be an Airfix fanboy.
Before we go, Moss, can I make a comment on what was brought up last week?
Yes.
The company called Meng.
Meng, yeah.
I asked my wife, I don't know if you know, but my wife's Chinese.
Yes.
And I asked her, how do you pronounce this company's name?
And she said,
it's Mong.
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 Yeah.
Mong. Yeah.
Mong.
M-E-N-G is pronounced Mong.
Mong.
Boy.
I remember you put that comment up because there was a bit of a debate about it, saying, we say Meng, they say Mong, but we say Tamia. Some people say Tamia.
Tamia.
You know, it's. I'm still not sure how you even say Italeri. You know,
Well, it used to be. It used to be called Italieri, and now it's Italieri.
Right.
Yeah.
But they changed the name because it's easier to say in different languages.
Right.
And the other one is Isai. Is it Eski?
No, it's called Ishi.
Ishi. Yeah, Ishi.
Anyway,
on that bombshell.
On that bombshell.
Good night, fenris. Good night, Sully. Captain Bahata. And Mun Models. And Jan Parker. And Jan Alec. I've seen you all. Thanks to everyone in the chat. If anyone's sent super chats or anything, thank you so much as well. And also, just before I quickly go, my channel membership has changed. So if you have lost your beginner channel membership, it's now £1 dearer. It's £2.99. So it's been £1.99. It just wasn't making sense because what I'm trying to do is bring everyone into free membership. If you become a member on my channel in particular, you get access to the new Substack that I'm doing, which is weekly emails, 2 emails a week. One is an article written by me, and one is an email with deals that I've seen, new releases, just like a roundup of the week of what I've seen. Because I do go looking for deals on eBay, Amazon, and other scale model companies. And if any scale model companies want to contact me with links to their website with discount codes, I'll put that also on the email too. But that's why I've just increased it. So if you're not a channel member at the start of set, there's a new tier, so just join on that one. And those who have joined up now, thank you very much. That's it. Anyways, thanks all, and we'll see you next Monday. God bless you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.